You know, a lot of people have lost their shit over Maximum Crisis today. Actually, a lot of players are very surprised by the amount of good TCG releases for the set. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually very shocked by the level of the exclusives we've gotten. The rarities aren't so spicy, unfortunately. That's just something that I kind of expected coming into this release. Was everything was going to be high rarities. This is going to be a chunk of pretty much everything that the organization has covered today. You've probably seen this on some other YouTuber channels. Sorry about that. I still wanted to cover the news and talk about some of the releases and things for this particular set. So, guys, as usual, make sure you guys like this video. We'll continue to do as much news and releases as we can for you guys. So this is pretty much everything wrapping up Maximum Crisis on our end. We're actually getting one of the most ridiculous TCG exclusives to date. It's called Tornado Dragon. It's actually this little guy pictured here for full size. It's 2100, 2000, rank 4, Wind Wyvern Monster. 2 level 4s, so this thing is as generic as all get out. This is the means for the TCG to effectively get their quote-unquote re-release of Heavy Storm into our metagame. So, once returned during either player's turn, detach material from this card, then target one spell trap card on the field and destroy it. I've seen so many Diamond Dire Wolf memes. The time of Diamond Dire Wolf has definitely come and passed. Granted, we are at the end of an era, and in itself, unfortunately, you know, the fact we're going into Link format and they're releasing this to us now. I'm a little bit disappointed in terms of the release date, but this card hard checks Paleozoic. And now that we have access to a more generic card for removal, granted it's at the end of the format, I'm definitely ecstatic to see this. Being able to disrupt Paleozoic chains, taking advantage of the situations. I'm definitely very happy that we're getting this. I think this was a very well-timed release, though. Just kind of glad to have it. The fact that it's during either player's turn is already amazing. So, this is the good TCG part. For some reason, Hammer Kong appears to be a common. I'm actually very shocked about that. I definitely didn't expect this. I don't think a lot of people expected this. I would have at least expected a rare, but it does give access to future releases. Yeah, let's see here. The new Performapal Fusion Demio guy is an Ultra. Leica is, of course, an Ultra Rare. This was another really big shocker. I was kind of expecting these to be secrets, but when you... this isn't their set for these guys. So they're kind of just tucking them in, being like, here's your final releases, guys. You know, you do you. So, coming in as an Ultra for the young. This thing is amazing. We'll talk about that here shortly. It's a little bit too late for this as well, but I'm kind of glad that we have it. And then, of course, the beautiful Ghost Ash. If you guys aren't prepared for your wallets to really, really hurt. Very, very beautiful. Definitely want some foreign copies for myself. And then, of course, the Supreme Dragon King himself, Zark, is a secret rare. Everything in this set just screams too late. There would have been a whole nother level of power creeping that would have occurred. But it's fine. We're releasing important stuff now. So, Dragonic Diagram is a fucking secret rare. This thing's an Ultra, and this guy is an Ultra. Which I'm kind of okay with. For here on the Konami blog, we're gonna go find... so this thing, it's a spell card that lets you add a Pendulum monster or Pendulum spell trap card to your hand if there's a card in your Pendulum zone. Doesn't have to be the second Pendulum zone. Literally, this is just a generic search card for Pendulums. And to release this thing is going to be played as a 3-of. This is their attempt to be like, well, guys, you know, unfortunately, we're going to be destroying your archetype are your game mechanics soon, and they're going to kind of push Zark for one final burst. We'll definitely have to see how the TCG adapts to good old Zark, because with the release of this gives every Pendulum deck a generic searcher, and if there's going to be any way to abuse this archetype or anything Pendulum related going into future releases, I feel like this card had to be made. And I think it's definitely important to realize, you know, going into the next block of sets, we're going to be having more TCG exclusive archetypes. And if anything, this is a show of good faith for the wrapping up of the Pendulum era for a generic search card like this. Pendulum gadgets, symphonics, anything that really needed this. I'm very happy that this is out. So maybe Zark will be good post Link format in some way, shape, or form. We'll see. Though DDDs, you get your search card. Unfortunately, this is interesting. So Uneven Nightmare is of course a secret. The True King's Return. This is a very beautiful thing as an ultra rare. Ultra Polymerization is a secret, and the other True Draco is an ultra. They're definitely really unloading the ultra rares onto us in this set. And then some little spiral stuff. I'm indifferent about spirals at the moment. I want them to be good because Nemesis Archer is a pretty cool card, but the majority of the final stuff is, it's really interesting. I don't know if these guys go extinct at the end of this quote-unquote final battle, but anyway, Little Behemoth, Fosso Virgo, it's level 8, 26, 25. Flip effect, you can send one card from your deck to the graveyard, so you can dump anything with this, and you can only use that effect once per turn. And then when a face-up monster you control slip face down, if you control no face-up monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. And then once per turn, this guy can go into defense mode. But generic dump ability to load up your graveyard, called the Haunted Space. It's definitely interesting. Also the fact that he's Aqua, somewhere along the way. It's very good. Next up, Subterror Spylogeist. I'm terrible at pronouncing these names. This thing's fucking level 11. 3,000 attack, 1,400 defense. Flip, target one monster on the field, change it to face-up attack position. If it is in defense mode, also change its attack to 0. So you can flip up your other stuff, which it doesn't say anything about negating effects. And when a face-up monster you control is flipped face down, control the monster, you special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn, you change this guy to face down defense mode. Someone's going to fuck with these. No, I feel like any board wipe is just going to be the bane of this thing. And then Final Battle actually sporting off some really fucking cool art. So what does Final Battle do? Activate one of these effects. Also after that, set this card on your field instead of sending it to the graveyard. So it doesn't have any of your typical remove this card from game clauses once this thing is gone. You will continuously get to reuse this card every turn. Remember, guys, when a trap card is set to a field, no matter what happens, unless it says you can use this card the turn it's set, it does regain the effects of a trap card. So, granted, you will be able to use this every turn. It, however, can only be used once per turn. Multiple copies can still apply. Yes, that's fine. So, you can change one set Subterror monster on the field to face-up attack mode, or face-up defensive mode, so you can trigger your effects, which means this thing will get to reset. You can change one face-up monster to face-down defense mode. Okay, that's pretty good. Attack and defense of one Subterror monster on the field becomes equal to its combined original attack and defense until the end of this turn. And then this turn, activated effects of Subterror cards cannot be negated. Definitely think we're going to be Cosmic Cycloning this, because Fiendus is a really ridiculous card for what this archetype really has. I'm actually very excited to see how Subterrors kind of pull it together. This is a very, very good card for their archetype. I'm very excited to see this. Not so much excited for these, but someone will come up with something really cheeky, because TCG exclusive archetypes can kind of really get people there. So, what do you guys think about Maximum Crisis? As we're beginning to wrap this up, TCG exclusives have been out for a little while, but what do you guys think of Subterrors? You think they can get there? You guys' wallets going to be hurting? I know they are. For me, you guys spend a lot of money on this set. Tornado Dragon, of course, going to be a mandatory pickup. Yeah, guys, what do you think? Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I'm out. Deucerinos. That's not all, folks. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Please check out my Cardfight Vanguard channel, VanCole40. You guys will get an insight on our playtesting sessions. And please check out the Zodiac Duelist TV Twitch stream. That way you guys can follow the House of Champions and MCole40 interactions. Please check out MCole Games for all of your guys' trading card game needs. And if you guys enjoyed this content, please check out my Patreon in the description. Every bit helps to the creation of these videos. One step at a time in improvement, and that's the goal of this channel. Alright guys, have a good time, and thanks for watching.